Hello, fellow leaders. Welcome to early week 6. I know that we have a relatively lighter week this week. I know that the ETS, the E-Territorium assessment, is a required completed assignment for this week due by Sunday. But I wanted to come and spend a little time with us reviewing some of the details in the upcoming leadership interview that we're going to be conducting and the accompanying leadership report. Remember, these are just right around the corner. Let's talk about the interview itself. Now, details like this can be found in the document in week 7, as well as the assignment prompt that is there. But these are some highlights I wanted to be sure that we covered. As you construct your interview questions, and there are sample questions available for you there in the documents in week 7, I encourage you to design 2 to 3 questions that explore the leader's values, the one that you're going to interview, and the leader's style, and what Kouzes and Postner referred to as the leader's personal best. Have them talk, if they can or are willing, about what they would consider to be an example of their personal best in leadership when they succeeded and they saw themselves as a strong, effective leader, and others did so as well. Design 2 to 3 questions along those lines: values, style, and personal best. This interview needs to pose specific questions that explore the leader's self-assessment of leader strengths and weaknesses. What do they see as their strengths? What do they see as their challenges? You want to ask follow-up questions that come to mind in the moment so that you have clarity and precision. Don't worry about the leaving of the script. If you have a good question that comes to mind or you need clarity or follow-up, feel comfortable to take it. I want you to do the best you can to make the leader aware of the Kouzes-Postner 5 effective leadership practices. You don't need to go into detail, just outline them for the leader that you're interviewing. And most of all, be sure that your interview questions are designed to be able to address these 5 effective practices. Here's one specific question that I might offer for you to consider. Ask a question like this: what are 1 or 2 leadership recommendations that you would make to me as I prepare to enter this field? Most everyone has selected someone who's directly or at least closely associated with the calling or vocation that you have, or the degree, major, and minor that you're completing right now. So I found this to be a great personal connection for you as a developing leader. From their background, their experience, and their perspective, ask them, what are 1 or 2 leadership recommendations that you would make as I prepare to enter this field, or more generally, as I work to become an effective leader? As you interview, watch for evidence of the 5 effective practices or the lack thereof. Remember, you are also critiquing this leader that you're interviewing based on these 5 effective practices. Be sure to take detailed, copious notes or make a detailed recording of the interview so that the appendix could be constructed. Now, let's talk for a few moments about the document itself, the essay report. Remember, this is our capstone assignment. So it's the largest body of writing that we've done so far in the course. 1,300 to 1,500 words in the main body of the essay. Now remember, that does not include the title page or any of the front matter, your name, the course name and number, my name, the date, the citations page at the end, the appendix that follows the citations page. Those 1,300 to 1,500 words need to be the main body. That's the interview report that you're writing. Write it in manuscript form using full paragraphs. No bulleted outline, no skeleton outline. This is to be a full manuscript, full paragraph essay report document. Do not include the verbatim interview questions and responses in the main body. Now, You can quote from time to time from what they said in the interview as you build your report, but the detailed, copious note interview materials are to be included in the appendix. And that's the very last section of the essay. So don't include all of those in the main body. What you're doing in the main body is writing your own assessments of the strengths and challenges of the leader that you interviewed using the Kouzes and Polshner 5 effective practices paradigm. And you're providing recommendations where they can change or improve. You're making direct connections to Kouzes and Polshner, short quotes, general summaries that are properly documented and formatted. So save all of that material that you gained from the notes of the interview for the appendix, okay? Ensure that the main body of the essay provides a full, concise introduction of who the leader is, what their background in leadership is, what their qualifications are, what their experience is, how long they've been a leader. Make sure that's in the early stages of the essay report. Be sure again to adhere to the Kouzes and Polshner 5 effective practices paradigm. Offer your observations and insights into the leader's strengths and weaknesses in these 5 practices. I want you to list all 5. You might not find much evidence in the person that you've interviewed of each of the 5. Certainly you're going to find some, and that's where you want to expand. But I want to see that you look for all 5. And even if it's a note that this is an area that needs improvement, I want you to list all 5 of them, okay? Provide short quotes, as I mentioned, or summaries and examples of the co-author's definitions of these terms and concepts. What do they mean by model the way? What do they mean by inspire a shared vision? What do they mean by challenge the process? Use a few short quotes or summaries. Be sure to cite their book, their page number in that book for where that comes from. Don't merely say the leader models the way. That's too general. That's not specific enough. This essay is also intended for you to demonstrate your proficiency in understanding and being able to pursue and practice these particular 5 effective practices and how you saw them being practiced in the person that you interview. So I need direct connections to the material itself. Offer examples of where the leader that you interviewed is strong or where they're weak as you observe them concerning the 5 effective practices. They might not know much about them. You'll give them a basic understanding, but we're using this as the major model or paradigm by which we're assessing their effective leadership. Be sure to apply scripture. If you look at the grading rubric, this is going to be one of the components. Be sure to apply scripture as a form of Christian worldview that you might observe in the leader's approach or that can guide leadership values and practices as you understand leadership from a Christian perspective. So I'm looking for that. Apply scripture. Offer a short description of leadership insights that you have gained from the interview. You can do it along the way, or you can do it in a paragraph near the end. Now, include a full content appendix at the back of the document. This is after the citations or reference page, listing all the questions that you posed and all the responses received. Include the date, the time, the format. Did you do it in person? Did you do it by phone? Did you do it by a video? How was it done? And the location of the interview at the top or the beginning of the appendix section. Use Kouzes and Polshner as the primary reference source. Additional course readings that apply to the topic can be used, but use additional research, that is internet sources that are external to our course, sparingly. You don't need to go and do a lot of additional research. Everything you need is in Kouzes and Polshner. And then if you want to supplement that with other course reading sources, you can do that. You're using scripture as well. You see, the focus of the essay report must be on the application of the Kouzes and Postner leadership paradigm. Now, practically, we need to properly cite all of our references based on the formatting style rules of your pre-selected. Remember, you did this back in week 2. You told me the proposal, and in the proposal, you told me what formatting style, APA, MLA, Chicago, Turabian, that you were going to use in this report. So the formatting of the essay is going to be graded very closely. This is an upper level course. We, in most cases, are finishing up our degrees. We need to be demonstrating academic proficiency and acumen as we are completing these academic assignments. So formatting is going to be graded very closely. I've tried along the way to provide guidance and recommendations and directions as to how to enhance or improve or correct what we're finding along the way. But I'm going to say it one more time. Apply double spacing throughout the main body. Double spacing, no single spacing. That's going to greatly diminish your grade because formatting is being graded very closely. Use proper paragraphing. That includes the proper indentation of new paragraphs. Provide a clear working title for the essay. Don't put week 7 essay or anything like that, or that's going to greatly diminish the formatting component of your overall grade. Make sure that you have everything you need throughout the main body and the essay being properly double spaced with proper paragraphing, right? The appendix may be formatted in either numbered or bulleted style. Proper documentation, as I've mentioned, and formatting are going to be weighed heavily in this particular assignment. The document is to be submitted in either PDF or MS Word formatting, either doc or docs. Submit in the assignments area. Do not email assignments to me unless that's been pre-approved, and you would have needed to have talked to me about that in advance. Remember, this assignment needs to be submitted by the last day of week 7, in our case, that is Sunday, August 10th, to be considered on time and eligible for full 100 points credit and to avoid any deductions. Now, I've provided a guidance on the essay layout and order and format that includes a guidance on how to format the appendix and what it should include in a document, an MS Word document titled Great Example Leadership Paper. That's provided now in week 7 in the assignments area. So go there and look it over. Obviously, the identity of the student has been removed and you're not to be using their material, obviously, and I can see if that were to happen, you won't do that. But it's provided for you as a sample of a successful written report for week 7 as the capstone to our course. Once again, I'm nearby if needed. Feel free to email me. You can text me or you can call me. We can set up a video chat if that's what's helpful to you. But I'm praying for you and I'm looking forward to reading your work. So that's where we're going in week 7. And then following that, a quick turnaround to make a short video of our reflections on what we gained from the interview project, as well as how our understanding and view of Christian leadership has evolved or morphed throughout our course. We'll be talking about the details of that assignment on the other side. But once again, I'm praying for you and I'm nearby if needed. I look forward to reading your work. God bless.